power, and then the power button on the Viper Pro. LED will come on when the Viper Pro is kicking on. Now we have to wait for it to boot. Can you see okay with the lights and everything?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, and don't forget about the master switch on top. That's got to be on before anything. All right, while this is booting, let's go over the connections real quick on the back of the unit. You got your power here, of course, on banana jacks. And on the back here, you have simulated GPS, which is what you need for ePro and Viper Pro. You have GPS out to output NEMA strings from the unit under test to HyperTerminal or dbterm or a program on your computer. And you have Cruiser eBoot, which this is your serial connection to the Cruiser for the eBoot process. Alright, so we got the Viper Pro booted up, and you got your product, you got your nodes up here showing that it sees the Switch Pro and it sees your product controller on top. Okay, so this Viper Pro with this software package, it boots right into the sprayer spreader. First thing we want to do though is exit out of here. So menu, exit, exit to menu, and then cancel this. This will take us to the home or the main page, and then we'll hit XP Desktop, and we have our test stick on the back of the Viper Pro. Go into My Computer, open up the test stick, go into Final Test, and this is where you're gonna test your Viper Pro after performing whatever hardware changes or anything you need to do. First step, format the D drive, and then set the ID and splash to whatever flavor of Viper Pro you have. Then after that is completed, then the installer will read what flavor of Viper Pro you have, and it'll install the correct firmware for the Viper Pro. And then you can do the Viper test, which I'll demonstrate now. It'll pop up your machine ID to make sure that you have the correct ID. Touchscreen test. Make sure that everything is square there, and hit pass or fail. Display test. Just looking over to make sure it's not pixelated or there's no clear spots in your screen showing that you have a bad display. Serial test. Serial test is important because it runs through your that's basically your GPS input and output on the Viper Pro. That's the biggest thing that we see in the repair department anyway. So right now this should be filling up with X's, showing that the serial ports are working. And to do that, it's one of these two. Right there. Okay, so serial loopback test. That is what needs to be flipped down to open up the serial ports for the loopback to happen. File test, static IP, run through the radar out. Okay. This is your ST10 test. That's part of the final testing procedure. To get that going, I'll leave that down. Simulated GPS. CAN. That's what we need. Okay. The CAN switch needs to be in the on position right here. And then you'll see the messages coming up. And from here you got the X1 low and X2 low. You can test those with the external switch test right here. With the toggle switch down, you go X2 high. With it up, you go X1 high. And the buzzer on and off, dimmer, brighter, and you still have your strings going, you're good. Next is the ST10 update, and in order to do that, if you have an older version of the ST10 that you need to program or that you need to update, CAN has to be off. For Viper Pro, the CAN can be on. For the ePro, the CAN has to be off. And this Viper Pro is good, so I don't have to hit that button to get that going. The next is burn-in. You want to cut it now?